Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Melissa and I'm always here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday. And I talk about true crime and I talk about different topics. On Friday, I dedicate my channel to talk about missing children. So today, I bring you a new story, and this is going to be a story of unsolved Hollywood murders. I wanted to talk about this topic because I didn't know how many Hollywood murders were that were unsolved, and some of them I knew about, some of them I didn't. It's kind of shocking. So if you like any of that, go ahead and subscribe, and also hit that bell so you can be notified every time I upload. Before I start my video, I like to do an inspiration of the day. So let's go ahead and get started. I can't lose you, because if I ever did, I have had lost my best friend, my smile, my laugh, and my everything. So today, like I said, we're going to be talking about Hollywood's horrifying murders. I don't know why I say unsolved. I think I'm doing unsolved topics too, but I think with this one, it should be on the unsolved category, just because nobody's paid for this murder. So today we're going to be talking about Nicole Brown Simmons. I do have kind of think I know who did it. I think I would not be the only. I think everybody else would agree. I don't know, but this is a crazy case that so national and so talked about still to this day. It's still talked about. So let's go ahead and learn about her and let me know what y'all think at the end. So Nicole Brown Simmons was the ex-wife of former professional American football player O.J. Simpson, whom she married to from 1985 to 1992. She was the mother of the two children, Sadine and Justin. 2 years after her divorce from Simmons, Brown was killed at her home in Los Angeles, California, on June 12, 1994, along with her friend restaurant waiter Ron Goldman. Simmons, who had a history of physical abusing and making death threats towards Brown, was arrested and accused of both killings. Despite controversial and highly publicized criminal trial, which include both consensual and physical evidence linked to Simpson to the murder, Simpson was acquitted of all charges, though he was later found liable for both deaths in a civil lawsuit in 1997. Brown was born on May 19, 1959 in Frankfurt, West Germany, to Judith Ann Judith Brown and Louis Hilke Lou Brown Jr. Her mother was German and her father was American. After moving to the United States, she attended Rancho Alamito High School in Garden Grove, California. She graduated Dan Hills High School in Den Point, California in 1996. Brown met Simmons in 1977 at the age of 18 when she was working as a waitress in a Beverly Hills private club called The Daisy. Although Simmons was still married to his first wife, Margarita, who was pregnant with their daughter Irina at the time, the two began dating. Simmons and Margarita divorced on March 1979. Simmons and Brown were married on February 2nd of 1985. 5 years after this retirement from professional football, their marriage lasted 7 years, during which time they had two children, Cindy and Justin. During their marriage, Simpson physically abused Brown, according to police report of an accident that occurred on New Year's Day in 1989. Simmons shout out, "I don't want that woman, Brown, sleeping in my bed anymore. I got two women and I don't want the woman in my bed anymore." Though Brown called the police multiple times to report Simmons physically abused throughout their marriage, Simpson was only arrested once in 1989, after which he pleaded no contest to spouse abuse. However, Brown later dropped the charges against Simmons after her parents legally encouraged her to reconcile with Simmons, as Simmons provided her father with the opportunity to invest in a lucrative horse dealership, which was financially beneficial for the Brown family. Brown eventually filed for divorce on February 25, 1992, asserting reconcilable differences. At the time of their separation, Simmons informed Brown a 1 year ago extremely affair he had with Tani Keating, in which he gifted her with expensive jewelry, before it ended when Keating married David Carvello in 1989. Following the divorce, Simmons and Brown continued to have an often violent relationship, but they eventually can reconcile. Audio released during the murder trial of O.J. Simpson revealed that Brown called 911 on October 25, 1993, crying, saying that Simpson is going to beat the shit out of me. When the police arrived, Brown was secretly recorded by Sergeant Carol Lee. He gets a very amicus look at him. Brown stated, "All these veins popped out his eyes are black and just black, a man cold like an animal. I mean, very, very weird. And when I see it, it just scares me." Brown also states Simpson hadn't hit her in 4 years. Several months after this accident, the relationship would end in the second and final time, when Brown moved out of their shared home. At the time of her death, Brown resided at 1875 South Bondi Drive in Brentwood, Los Angeles, California, with her 2 children. On the evening of Sunday, June 12, 1994, Brown, aged 35, was stabbed to death outside her home along with her friend, 25-year-old restaurant waiter Golden. Her body was discovered shortly after midnight on June 13. She was lying in a fetal position in a pool of blood. An autopsy determined that Brown had been stabbed 7 times in the neck and scaled and had sustained a 14-cent long, 5.5 inches gash across her throat, which had severed both her left and right coronary arteries and breached her right and left jugular veins. The wound on Brown's neck was so severe it penetrated a depth of 1.9 centimeters, 0.7 inches into her cervical vertebrae, nearly decapitating her. She also had defiance wounds in her hands. Brown's funeral was held on June 16th at the Star Martyr Tours Catholic Church in Brentwood, California, with numerous, including Simpson and their children, member of Brown's family, all calling house guests Kathleen and Steve Gavey. Brown is buried in Associate Cemetery in Lake Foster, California. O.J. Simpson was tried for the murder of both Brown and Goldman in October 1995. After a public trial that lasted nearly 9 months and presented both consensual and physical evidence that Simpson had killed both victims, he was convictually acquitted. Though Brown's sister Denise continued to assert that Simpson murdered her sister Lou and Rudy Brown, who both expressed their support for Simpson and the relief that he would be reunited with his children. In 1997, civil trial filed by Fred Goldman, Ron Goldman's father, a jury found him liable for the wrongful death of Brown and Goldman and awarded a $33.5 million damages to the Goldman-Simpson, who later be jailed for unrelated armed robbery at Las Vegas hotel in 2008. In 1996, after the conclusion of the trial, Judge Grant Simmons petitioned to give him full custody of Cindy and Justin. Brown's parents continued unsuccessfully to fight for custody until their death. Following the death of Brown and Golden, the townhouse at the site of the killing, 875 South Bondi Drive, sat empty for 2 years until the next owner essentially remodeled it and had the address changed. Filmmaker Ezra Eldon, who directed the documentary O.J. Made in America, dictated his Academy Award for Best Documentary Features to both Brown and Goldman in his acceptance speech. The Nicole Brown Simpson Foundation was established in 1994 in her memory. Later renamed the Nicole Brown Charity Foundation, it was reportedly cut back on grant-making in 1999 due to a drop in donations and questionable management practice. Jessica Tucker portrayed Brown in the 1995 television movie The O.J. Simpson Story. Brown was portrayed by Sandra Austin, Rick Simon of the county. In 2013, it was announced Charlie Kicker would portray Brown in Nicole. O.J. Man survived portrayed Brown in the 2019 film The Murder of Nicole Brown Simpson. And that is the story of Nicole Brown Simpson. This story, like I said, it should be I see it as unsolved just because nobody's paid for the crime, but I've seen a lot of videos coming up again that it said that they think his son did it, and they said because the gloves that I guess the killer was wearing gloves, and the gloves that they had show it wasn't showing, it didn't fit his hand, so they're saying that they think the son did it, and the only reason he took blame for his son is so his son won't get in trouble. I don't know if it's that true. I don't know if we're gonna hear more. If we're gonna hear more about it, I'm hoping we do to see. I mean, I don't think they even said why the son would do it. I'm guessing because the dad left his mom. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. That's probably why the son did it. But they have said that they feel like it was the son who did it. It's just that OJ didn't want his son to go to prison, so he took that responsibility and help him clean the crime scene and just put himself in the crime scene. Didn't even say that, didn't say anything. He just wanted to help his son. What do y'all think, guys? Y'all think OJ Simpson did it, or did he do it to protect? Did his son do it, but he tried to take the blame just to help his son out? Let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I will see y'all next time.